Let's now take a look at some developments in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro Results Operational Centre, where the centre is experiencing backlogs and crashing systems. Newzroom Afrika Sipha Kema joins us now there to give us some insight on the developments there. Sipha, good morning to you. Of course, the counting supposedly starting at midnight. What's happening in the Nelson Mandela Bay?
Well, Mpho, you've just, of course, given the results of the Nelson Mandela Bay with the DA followed closely by the ANC, then the EFF, and, of course, the new kids on the block, or maybe we should call them the brand new kids on the block, because the DOP, DOP, as well as AIM actually are the brand new kids that were recently formed in the Nelson Mandela Bay. Also looking at them coming in at the top 4 in this region. I mean, we were expecting some of the previous players, such as your Patriotic Alliance, to come in, but it seems as though it's still early. Of course, this is just 16% of the results have come in from the Nelson Mandela Bay. Now, behind me is the results center. I'm actually inside the results center. Rather empty. Of course, it is the start of the morning and counting has just started. Now, you mentioned, of course, Mpho, that there is a backlog. There is a serious backlog, and we're about to show you what's actually happening on the other side of the room where counting has started. Was meant to start at midnight, and presiding officers have actually been in here for 24 hours. Of course, they came in at 5 in the morning yesterday, preparing for yesterday's voting day, and then today they're still here, so it's been 24 hours. And I mean, we overheard some conversations by these presiding officers who were talking to each other, some saying that, you know, they're actually quite tired, and it makes you wonder, for if there's fatigue, then what happens with the counting? Because they're also expected to count with some of the IEC officials here. Now, the line has actually decreased a bit. I'm just going to show you exactly what's happening up at top. If you're able to see, I think let's just get a closer picture for you so that you are actually able to see, but not too close because we can't get that close. But this is the line, basically. Now, these are the presiding officers from the different voting districts who are actually coming in with some of their papers, and they start the counting process. And now they're going to be assisted by the IEC official that is designated to assist them to count. And from there on, it is logged into the system, and that's when you see it go down to where we were previously, the results center. I mean, you can see the auditors and those that are capturing some of the results. Actually, they are. You can see how they're sitting. They've been waiting there for a very long time. Now, we also heard some of the presiding officers complaining, saying that they should have actually gotten some other people coming in to count, because it seems as though there's issues also with the counting. Because they're tired and fatigued from the previous day, then the numbers, they have to redo their counting, and also the systems that are crashing are not helping as well.
Absolutely. And as you speak about the fatigue, of course, Michelle Craig has just had a conversation at the Rock there with an IEC commissioner, speaking about how that is something that will be considered as the results trickle in at a very steady pace because of the exhaustion when it comes to the preparation and those working to ensure that these results are in on time.
Well, certainly, I mean, you can see some of these presiding officers that are here that they're actually tired. When we first arrived in the morning, some of them were taking naps on the couches, on the floor, actually waiting for their turn. If I tell you, just before we spoke to you, the line had actually gone down all the way to the bottom of these stairs. They were waiting for their turn. Some of them said they got in back from the voting district at about 1 a.m. They started to come in, but they've still been waiting. And as you mentioned, that the exhaustion and the fatigue is going to be a bit of a problem when it comes to the pace of the results coming out. But also hearing Michelle's interview where the IEC said that they're going to consider getting in different shifts. Well, that is definitely something that needs to happen. Besides the pace, and you then question the voting itself. the results that are coming out. Will there be mistakes made? I mean, this is quite critical. The voting process is one that everyone is waiting for. Every political party is waiting for that moment, and every South African as well.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there for now. Of course, the development on the ground there coming in as we continue to monitor those boards at the various centres across the country.